to the south. The cells were facing, the second deck were facing the fire department, so they started shooting water to quell the riot, and we put mattresses up against screens to stop the water, but some still got in because of the force.
Yeah, and what year was this?
I want to say 58. I think it was around 58.
58, okay.
Well, we made a big mess, and after it was all over, the superintendent came by, and he went from cell to cell to cell, and he decided, well, Sanchez, come out. And there was policemen there, to handcuff us. And, Torres, you come out. And then they came to my cell, and there was me and some other guy, and he said, Soto, you come out. And the other guy stayed. And I don't know, he just decided on his own who was going to stay and who was going to go. So they took us all.
Was everybody Mexican?
Yeah, there might have been a couple of white gentlemen.
How many total would you
I would
estimate?
say about 20.
20?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, they put us in a paddy wagon and took us to the main jail and put us in padded cells. And after we got, they left us there in what they call the hole, or sometimes they put mentally ill people there so that they don't hurt themselves. So we were there for, I don't know, half a day or most of the night. The following morning, they took us to the third deck, juvenile section of the main jail, and it was brand new. And I stayed there. I stayed in the main jail there for about 3 or 4 months because I think I was 16 at the time.
Yeah.
And I was, before I was going to get sentenced, I had an opportunity to join their service if the Army would take me, and that was up to the general to do a waiver. And so the request went in, and the general said okay, but only if I could pass the Army written test.
Okay.
So from the main jail, they handcuffed me and took me down here to the Greyhound bus station. And
what was at the Greyhound bus station?
it was the Army recruiting station.
Okay.
Right next door.
And you went there handcuffed?
Yes. And then I took the written test. Then they handcuffed me again. Went back up to the third deck in the main jail and waited to see if I passed the test. And I did, but I had to wait till I was 17, which was going to be the following month or 2 months. So I stayed there until I did, so my mother could sign. The general said okay. So off I went from the main jail to Oakland, and from Oakland to Fort Ord to Germany.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that so there was no time that you were free from the time that riot happened to the time you went into the service. You were in custody.
Yeah.
What was that reaction of that CHP officer? You were telling me about that earlier.
Yeah, he was surprised because when that happened, I think somehow I must have gone out of there. I think when I went to the main jail, I think I went to the James Boys Ranch, then came out, then got in trouble, wanted to go, took me to a juvenile hall at that time. The old one was non-existent.
Right.
They took me to the new one over there on Heading. And when I went to that one, the superintendent recognized me and says, no, he's supposed to go to the main jail.
Right.
And the highway patrolman that busted me said, well, he's a juvenile. He says, I'm aware of that, and arrangements have been made.
Right.
I don't want him in my new juvenile hall.
Right.
Because he remembered what we had done with the old one. Then I went up to the third day.
Okay,
So
got it. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
So he was puzzled as well because the main jail was not designed to hold juveniles.
No, it wasn't. We were the first juveniles, I'm positive, because of the jail was built in
Right.
1959, and it was supposed to be escape-proof.
Right.
But, come
Was
to
it?
find out, no, I don't think so, because Mr. Ledesma, and you can check this, it's in the Mercury News, was the first person to escape the brand new main jail that was supposed to be escape-proof, and he did
How did he do it?
He did it by tying sheets together and going down and sliding down to the bottom floor. We were on the second deck, but if you had enough sheets, you could tie them together, and I guess maybe a 10-foot drop left, and he escaped, and I guess we assisted him by throwing sheets down the hall, and so he could have enough to tie together.
Yeah.
And of course, since then they have put bars where it was brand new, and they hadn't even thought of that. And he took opportunity to escape. I think he might have gotten caught, but he was out for a little while.
Yeah.
And that's as much as I know about Mr. Ledesma, and are assisting him with helping him get enough sheets to tie together. Yeah.
Right on. Let's go over here around the block. What happened? You had an experience that you had shared about